Number 11. Lucrative.
It means something that makes a lot of money or is highly profitable. For example, e-commerce can be a lucrative business if done wisely.
The point of this conversation is I'd like to offer you a lucrative proposition.
Okay, it is a lucrative business opportunity for both.
Answering hate mail is not the most lucrative job in the world, but let's face it.
Number 12. Fluctuate.
It means to change or move frequently, especially up and down. For example, stock prices fluctuate daily, sometimes going up, other times down.
The markets will fluctuate for a while.
Blood sugar levels can fluctuate, make it difficult to diagnose.
Weight can fluctuate from year to year.
Number 13. Inevitable.
It means something that is certain to happen and cannot be stopped or avoided. For example, aging is an inevitable process for all living things.
Look, the arrival of strong artificial intelligence has been inevitable for decades.
When a forest grows too wild, a purging fire is inevitable and natural.
In that inevitable moment when your phone finally rings and I say those 3 magic words.
Number 14. Depict.
It means to show or describe something through words, pictures, or art. For example, the painting depicts the life of wild animals.
Family photos depict smiling faces.
I have reason to believe that the Vince Foster tragedy was not depicted accurately.
There's drawings that might depict a mythology about the gods that existed inside the mounds.
Number 15. Diminish.
It means to gradually reduce the strength or intensity of something. For example, regular exercise can diminish the risk of heart disease over time.
You know, just because it didn't take, it doesn't diminish the thought that was behind it.
Lower temperatures would diminish the flexibility.
Your level of functionality will continue to diminish even with the additional surgery.
Number 16. Legitimate.
It refers to something that is allowed by law or is acceptable. For example, the company is legitimate because it follows all legal guidelines.
And I'm trying to make it as a legitimate headhunter, which pays about 10% of what I made before. What's my legitimate small business?
And if they're not legitimate court documents, you are in for one hell of a fine.
Number 17. Inhibit.
It means to stop something from happening or to slow it down. For example, the cold weather can inhibit the growth of plants.
Trying to inhibit your ability to turn his failure into a successful business.
Antidepressants would inhibit his autonomic nervous system, which would only speed up the heart attacks.
Take slow, deep breaths to inhibit your body's stress response.
Number 18. Absurd.
It means something that is wildly illogical or unreasonable. For example, it seemed absurd to leave without an umbrella in the storm.
That he'd spent 4 years fulfilling the absurd and tedious duty of graduating from college.
It's an absurd idea from the outset. And if your mother found out, she'd have my head.
Don't be absurd. Being a gentleman has nothing to do with one's accent.
Number 19. Skeptical.
It means to doubt or not believe something is true or correct. For example, the scientist was skeptical of the results, wanting more tests.
I gotta admit, I was a little bit skeptical going in.
I'm pretty skeptical, but maybe if someone fun asked me, I would go.
So, from the beginning, I was very skeptical that anyone in our squad was behind the prank.
Number 20. Trivial.
It refers to something that is not important or has little value. For example, the mistake was trivial and didn't affect the overall outcome of the project.
Trivial means unimportant.
Seems like a lot of trouble for something so trivial.
Congrats. Because of your crazy obsession with this cat, you've solved a completely trivial mystery.